Riders ready, watch the gate.
Hey, welcome back to the Dirty Knobs podcast. I'm your host, Hollywood Mike Miranda, with my co-hosts, JV James Vicente and EC Eric Carter. A very special episode. We have as our guest this time is Bill Allen. You may know him as Cru Jones from the movie Rad. Listen, this is a funny podcast because we have a couple new things. One, JV's not in studio; he's in his camper out on a road trip. And that makes it interesting. Plus, we have a new sponsor. This sponsor is pretty kick-ass. Whiskey in the Wild. And EC and I crack open some bottles, and the podcast gets a little loose. Anyway, tune into the end because I got a couple outtakes in there. While you're listening, please do us a favor and subscribe. It's probably the most important thing you can do for us. You can like, you can share, do everything you can. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple, but on YouTube, please subscribe. It helps us. And that's how we find our winners of the box of good stuff. This week, we have our friend Dave Augusto is the big winner. So Dave Gomez, I got your address. I'll send it to you. So one more time, please do us a favor, subscribe, but more importantly, support the show by buying a t-shirt or hat. You can buy that from the website, dirtyknobs.com. Well, that's it, man. Here's the show.
There we go. Now,
how does this sound?
Now you're digging.
You sound good, but I might need to try and get on in a different. You guys are freezing on me every little bit.
It's Greg Grubbs. His hosting tonight.
Yeah.
You're getting wiggity whack.
Turns out
I'm gonna
hey Greg.
For all the fun we made of him.
I'm not gonna allow that to happen. Hold up.
Oh.
All right. I'm gonna come back in.
Come back in.
Hey, come back, Shane.
Get back in ball.
Edwina?
Back in ball.
So good.
Oh, goodness. Hey.
Huh?
I said, hey.
Hey. What do you got? Hear it? Oh,
hey.
Dude. Shit. Hold on a second.
Oh, shit.
I got to go get it. Oh, it's on now.
Is it? It's on?
Like Donkey Kong.
You're Donkey Konging?
Yeah.
Hey, did you see about all this stuff?
Dude, did I?
Hey. Chocolate, vanilla, blackberry,
elderberry.
It's tamed with wild black elderberry. That I think that means it's healthy. It's good for you.
Poor JV.
Is there dingleberry involved in that?
I think
could be some dingleberry.
If you drink all of this, dingleberry will be involved.
Right now.
Are you drinking it? I didn't get. We haven't been home, so
I know you can't.
Oh, Hollywood.
Let me see that.
Hollywood's gonna have to drink two for you,
I'm
JV.
cracking mine open right now, dude. I haven't even cracked it open.
EC, that thing comes off. It's like a flask, right?
Yeah, the flask. It's a rubber band. So for you and all of our listeners, it has a rubber band on there, right?
Look at that.
I know, it's fantastic, huh?
There it is. Look at that.
It's just glued on. Yeah, look at that.
Hey, how about our guest tonight?
Oh my God.
I'm losing it over here. I haven't even opened the bottle.
Oh my God. You're right, DC.
Yeah, man. I'm craving elderberry.
You're craving dingleberry. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Look at that.
Look at you. Fancy.
I ran and got the right glass and everything.
There you go.
Gosh.
Yeah,
JV,
right.
You're gonna get blown away, dude. This is incredible. Oh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous good.
How about the built-in spout on the top?
How about the built-in flask? And they said, go out in the wild. When you get to the top of the mountain, or when you get to the, to your point,
Yeah.
you're supposed to take the flask and have a pop.
Ah.
So
when you accomplish goals, almost like that's the idea of it. I got you.
Well, I would have to say that having our guest today is definitely accomplishing a goal.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Hollywood.
Yo.
Why don't you tell our listeners what this is all about? Why we both have the same bottle?
So out of the blue, I got a call. Guy says, "Hey man, love your show. Me and my boyhood friend, we watch the show. When it drops, we call each other and we talk about the show because they rode BMX together way back in the day." And he said, "Hey man, I want to sponsor the show." And I was like, "Sure, you can sponsor. Send me a T-shirt or something. I don't know. Send us 3 T-shirts and 3 hats, and you're a sponsor." And he said, "No, man, I'm part owner of a whiskey company." Wow. And he goes, "I noticed that you guys are always drinking before and during, and sometimes after the show." And he said, "That stuff that EC's drinking, that natural light or whatever he's drinking over there is going to kill him. Let me send you guys some good stuff."
It's gonna kill
him. He sent us all a bottle of this fantastic whiskey in the wild.
Wow.
Hey, scary good, James.
Look at you guys.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, what's going to happen?
Wait. Dude, I cracked this bottle and my kid was like, basically said something like, "Oh, Dad, don't drink all of that." And I was like, "Dude, if I drink all this, you're gonna have to take me to the hospital."
Dude,
but what are they saying?
The show would go sideways.
Oh, I love it, man.
So a shout out to Matthew Henninger. He's our boy, man, and his friend Van May. They are our official sponsors of the Dirty Knobs podcast. And thanks to Whiskey in the Wild for your support and for the trouble we're about to get in.
That's right. Fantastic.
Hey, so back to why we're here. We have a very special guest. I'll just bring him on in. EC, do you know who it is?
I do, but I'm telling you, you surprised me. Well, it's not a surprise. I mean, I anticipated at some point he would be our guest.
Really? You did?
Yeah, I anticipated at some point he would, Hollywood would tap into that because I know there's a connection there. Okay. And of course, I mean, I was clearly, you can see I'm still in my swim shirt. I literally just got back from the lake. I was at the lake all day. So you know how much homework I do before these things.
He saw a text and went, "Oh, all right."
Oh, exactly. I literally saw it on the way home from the lake.
Hey, I got to tell you, just for the record, this is the first time that all of us have been on early.
I know.
That's very true.
And you know who the first person was? The guest.
No way.
Let's bring him on in.
Okay.
And I got a couple of, it's not like me usually to have any notes. I have a couple of little, bullet points, but I've got a couple I want to make sure we cover with him.
I have a couple too.
Oh, good.
I wrote shit down as I.
Good.
I'm freestyle. Hey,
good.
Let's see what happens.
Freestyle.
I'm going to freestyle, boys.
Yeah. Speaking of freestyle, here he is.
Speaking of freestyle. Speaking of BMX Boogie and
let him in.
Oh,
there we go.
Mr. Bill Allen.
There he is.
Hey.
What up?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Never better, man.
All right.
Hey, Hollywood tells me that you beat us all to the punch. You were the first one on here, man.
I've been here a while, dude. If you're waiting on me, you're backing up, as the great Hal Needham used to say.
We'll show him. Yeah. Well, we
were busy.
We're busy right
now. No. Anyways.
Hey, Bill Allen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So great to have you on the Dirty Knobs. Just in case there's anyone out there that's been in a cave their whole life, Bill Allen, famous actor, Hollywood celebrity, um, famous for his role as Cru Jones in our favorite BMX movie, Rad, and published author of a book, My Rad Career, which we'll talk about, and I love saying, friend of mine.
That's right.
Man.
Yeah, we've bumped into each other over the years a couple times, and it's always a pleasure. And didn't hesitate at all to come on to be a Dirty Knob. Oh, dude.
Appreciate that.
No problem.
Now you may not know Eric Carter and James Vicente. The three of us have been friends for forever and ever and ever. We were all BMX racers together, and we were all attended Woodward Camp at different times or together. And the three of us had this great idea to do a podcast, and here we are. Brings us to today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good job.
And I know that the other guys have a couple questions, and I know I do too. And I'd like to ask James to fire one off, man.
Typical
did that.
Miranda fashion.
Yep, that's
right.
how I do it. Sling it at him.
No. You
Wow.
jump right
All
in
right,
there.
let me just say
Jump right
this.
in there.
Hey, Bill, I don't know if you ever raced, actually gone on the gate and raced, but I can tell you this, my man. I am grateful for you, and you are an honorary BMX brother for life. You have done so much, man, so much to promote the sport. You gave our sport, and continue to, a big boost, a big boost. And a week does not go by in my life that the movie doesn't get mentioned by somebody. So,
listen, thank you so much, Mike. And you guys are the real deal. I'm a pretender, but such is the power of Hollywood. And movies kind of made me into what I am. I grew up watching movies. I was kind of a latchkey kid, not unlike Cru Jones, not unlike a lot of people from that generation. And movies were my escape at the Granada Theater in Dallas, Texas. Wow. It was a retro movie house. So I got to see the great movies from the silent era on up. So that's kind of where I got my education more than I was studying in high school, because I did not take my SATs and I was not paying attention at school so much. But movies is what caught me as a young man. And it was never brought to my attention that this could be a career choice for me, that it was just so beyond fantasizing about that it was never even a fantasy of mine. I would just go to these movies and they would wash over me, and they would explain life to me in a way that I understood. The great filmmakers, Truffaut and Altman and so many others. It's countless. And so these were the guys that I was paying attention to. So I was kind of plucked from obscurity. I would say fate took me by the scruff of the neck. And all of a sudden I was kind of put into the world of movies. And I'm like, people do this for a living? People pay money to have me show up on set and kiss beautiful women? And okay, I'm in. And so I didn't have a lot going on scholastically at the time. So my dear friend, Miguel Ferrer, who you'd know from NCS, that franchise, and RoboCop and so many others, he really told me to get out here, along with an early acting coach of mine, Brian O'Byrne. And it was the mentors that I was lucky enough to find early on that encouraged me. And I figured if they saw something in me, who am I to argue, right?
Well, I'll just tell you firsthand that mentors can be great, or in the case of these two knuckleheads, the mentors can really mess you up for the rest of your life.
No, it's funny you say that, Bill, because the guy in the top left up there, Hollywood, he mentored both of us, and like you say, that little boost of confidence where if a group of people in the know are in support of you and believe in you, it's a boost of confidence that gives you that little extra that you need to get to the next level. And JV, I'm sure you experienced that with Hollywood. I know for me it was for sure.
yeah.
Man, what a
Absolutely.
cool deal though, huh?
Hey, Bill, let me just because you were mentioning it, but in terms of like the beginning of the acting piece and where does Rad fit in on that for you? Had you done some stuff before? And apologies if that I don't know that.
Yeah, no, I had, and I started my career as a teenager out of Dallas, starring in a movie that was actually featured George Clooney, his first movie. We were in Kentucky for like 6 months, and it was not unlike Rad, but in the horse racing world. So I played the hero that got the girl, won the race, etc., that type of story. And so it got me my first union job. It got me into the union and introduced me to Miguel, and his father, Jose Ferrer, was in the movie. He's an Academy Award winning actor. So it was just kind of a heady entree into the real show business side of things, not just acting class and talking about it. These were people who were making a living doing this. And I was kind of in a sink or swim situation. And I got to say, I sank. I didn't do so well. Thankfully, the movie never came out, never saw the light of day. It was my first attempt at screen acting, and I was the lead guy, and I was getting zero support from the director. It was a cluster F from Jump Street, but it got my mind full of possibilities, and it got me out to California. And so I'm thankful for it. Thankful it never came out. And you know, things happen for a reason, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah,
well, we're happy for it. I mean, you know, Rad's a big part of just our whole culture, and it ties us together, all of us that have raced BMX and that are interested.
And now it ties generations together.
Yeah,
that's the thing that's pretty crazy about Rad. Like, I mean, quite frankly, when it very first came out, people liked it, but as you know, Bill, it's all of a sudden it's got cult status.
That's crazy.
It is just like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's like I coach a mountain bike team. We're going to be doing a movie fundraiser, and literally that's the first thing that they say, we got to show Rad. You know, like, people love it. And it's my kids friends that are still talking about it. It's still going. It's like, so it's bridging gaps, just because of how cool the movie is. I mean, I love it, man. It's
Is
awesome.
it cool for you? Is it cool for you, Bill?
dude, I wake up as Cru Jones every day. If you know,
Yes.
It's like if I'm ever bummed out, which I probably very rarely am, all I have to do is go to my message box, dude. There's such love for that role, that
That's
movie,
amazing.
what it did. It wasn't just a movie for a lot of people. It really changed a lot. It was a game changer for a lot of people.
Right.
And so I understand that. And so I'm incredibly lucky to have just come upon something that has such impact. And I don't know if you guys are aware, it was re-released in theaters last year. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was number 2 at the box office. It was just, it kind of went crazy. You know, it was number 7 on iTunes, and so it has found a whole new.
It's crazy, man. That is good.
It's good. It is.
Oh,
It's awesome.
dude, are you guys aware? Did you see Brad Pitt on Jimmy Fallon 2 nights
Yeah,
ago?
of course we did. Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Amongst
Man?
all of our friends. I mean, everyone blasts that out.
That was what I was going to ask you about, Bill, if you'd seen that and what your thoughts were on that. So I'm asking you, what are your thoughts on that?
Again, it's like, whose life am I living here, dude? Because, you know, I know Brad. I used to hang out with Brad back before he was, you know, whatever he became. We were young actors together, did a TV movie together, and hanging out in the same circles. So, you know, cut to 35 years later, and now he's on Jimmy Fallon goofing on me in that pretending to be me, or
trying to be you.
His stuntman's trying to be my stuntman, you know. So yeah, it's really odd. And I guess, well, I know Jimmy's played the intro to the movie on his show before, so obviously he's a fan. And this week I'm shipping out a box of my books to his staff out there. You know, it's nice to be
so cool
part of the it's no longer a cult thing. It's part of the cultural fabric, you know, especially for the 80s nostalgia.
It really is. It is a part of the fabric of certainly of our community. I mean, nobody that's involved in bicycles, not just BMX, in bicycles. I work in the industry, Bill, and everyone talks about it all the time. It comes, like I said, every week it comes up in conversation. Would you say, of all the roles that you did, though, and I know you did several, I did look at your IMDb. Is that the one that you enjoyed the most? Would you say? Or were there any other ones that you really enjoyed more?
And I mean, you enjoy every job that you're on, hopefully, and
I like that.
That was a good one. You know, obviously, I loved how I loved working with the supporting cast. They were all just stellar people I grew up watching, Jack Weston and Ray and Talia. So but I've been very lucky and continue to be, and from my point of view, it's never been about, look at me, Ma. It's like, look who's invited me into the room, really. Because in a lot of ways, you know, you get around these legends and there's a party you go, I'm not worthy, dude. You know, there's that little kid party you going, but you got to step up to the plate and pretend you belong in the room. And eventually you do belong in the room. I don't know how it works, but for me, it was a matter of, I didn't have a lot to lose by leaving Texas and coming out here and rolling the dice. So a lot of what Cru is going through, I went through.
That's awesome.
I was going through that and being brave enough to follow your audacious dreams. Sounds crazy, and you get a lot of naysayers and go, well, hey, good luck with that. But when you get your wits about you, come home, all that kind of mentality plays into your mind. I left it all behind. So, you know, to borrow a phrase, when your gut talks to you, you listen, and if you don't, woe to you, to me. I didn't listen.
As BMX racers, we all had that voice in our head at one point or another that said, dude, what are you doing? You're not winning races, or you're not riding well, or you're not happy. And it's the same thing. You have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and you can't listen to those voices. And there are times when you get in the gate and you don't feel like you fit in. And it's like you said, Bill, you just have to you will yourself past that. And that's the hurdle that the three of us all four of us actually have overcome.
That's a life hurdle. That's life. I mean, that is it. That's a lesson that, I mean, I'm literally just had that same conversation with one of my sons about his racing and where he's at and you know, where his mind is at. And it's like, hey man, you just got to push through it. That's it. Like, you're 15. It's not getting any easier, man. Every day from here on out, it's going to get just a little bit gnarlier each time, man. So learn how to push through it.
Yeah. And the kids who do, as you well know, by the time they're 18, they're real men. They've accomplished something. Right. You know, they've broken some stuff and gone to the ER and taken care of it and gotten back on. And that creates character, man. You know it. I know it. And I was talking to a guy in Bentonville. We're talking about getting some t-shirts made up that say, let's get kids off their devices and back in the emergency room where they belong.
That's perfect.
I like that.
Because everybody's freaking out about the kids on their devices. And I'm like, yeah, I might have, you know, survived my childhood a lot better if I had only been on my device. No, man, you know, the sketchy stuff we were into.
Yes.
Insane.
Yeah.
Literally insane. I grew up in Texas in the 70s, dude. I mean, it was just it was just the Wild West, and certainly the extreme sports or the extreme sports person, we're now in the Wild West. What's next? These guys on the mountain bikes. I don't know if you saw the thing I did with Braden Bringhurst in Bentonville a couple of years ago, Rad Tribute, where I saw the evolution. Where is BMX going? Well, this is where it's going. These guys who can go farther and faster and do more spectacular tricks than the guys on the 20-inch bikes. It's just, there's room for everybody. But as far as big tricks, that's where it seems to be heading. So it's all exciting to me. Yeah.
Bill, can I ask you, how did it come about that you were in the movie Rad? How did you hear about it? What happened? How did you get lured into this crazy world?
It's an oft told story, but I was on an episode of Hill Street Blues, which is a popular cop show back in the day. And Hal Needham saw that episode that I was on twice. And the last time, the night before he started casting before Rad. So he brought me in on the strength of that. I didn't have to go through any casting directors or any of that, put myself on tape, none of that. I just went into an office over on Olympic, I think. And it was Hal Needham, Robert Levy, the producer, Sam Bernard, the writer. And I probably read a few lines, sat on a mongoose. And 6 weeks later, I was in Canada shooting that thing. So it was an extremely easy process. He was just one of those guys, if he saw what he liked, he was a good decision maker.
You were his guy.
Yeah, you were his guy.
I was his guy. And not to drop any names, but apparently this guy named Robert Downey Jr. was up for the role. And Hal's like, he's arrogant. Let's go with Bill Allen.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm really glad he did.
Yeah.
Yep.
He didn't go with the best actor. He went with the one he could hang with the easiest, right? That's how I look at it. I'm not bashing Robert Downey Jr. at all, dude. I love his work. But let's face it, if you're spending 12 hours a day on the set with somebody, you want it to be a smooth experience. And Hal had just gotten off Cannonball Run 2. And he said there were 20 star trailers in the desert and nobody would come onto the set until everybody else was on the set. So he just said, please be on time. That was
easy.
easy.
With a good egg, Bill.
Yeah. Well, listen, I was a good soldier at the time.
Yes.
And still am.
You're a good egg, man. That's been our
good egg, man.
Yep. That's been our theme, man. We have good eggs on our program, man. And you fit the mold, man. You're right there with us.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. I just know enough to be on time. This seems to be a no-brainer, and some people don't get that memo. I don't know. I don't know. As soon as you get in that coveted kind of cast position, number 1, 2, or 3 on the call sheet, it's easy to lose your head. And I've seen it 1,000 times, and we can see it with some of the celebrities. You can just go through the list of people who have lost their minds, and they're in these enviable positions, and they just lose their S word, And so I've got a love-hate relationship with showbiz and fame and Hollywood and all that stuff, but Rosie O'Donnell said that fame is a toxic drug. And I've never heard it put better than that, because it just is, dude. You just look at the effects of it, and somebody who's had too much of it for too long.
Yeah.
EC.
Yeah.
you know, Mike.
Yeah, EC.
Not me.
Well, listen, I'm not pointing fingers at myself or anybody in this room. I'm just saying we've all seen the effects of it.
Oh, sure.
Well, the story, right? I mean, the things you see and hear about these people that have what is perceived to be everything, and they can't hold it together, and they end up in all kinds of trouble, injuring themselves, injuring others. It's crazy, man. But
slapping Chris Rock, Yeah, there's an old Twilight Zone where this robber gets shot and dies and ends up in a space where he's winning at all the craps games. All the women love it. He can't lose, and he thinks he's in heaven. And he's informed at the end of the episode, no, you're in hell, bro.
Yeah. Well, and what was that movie, Brewster's Millions, where he's supposed to spend all that money? Now he's got everything, but then he can't spend the money fast enough. He realizes how much of how much of a detriment it actually is to his life, and just having a general, normal, easier life, if you will, a humble life.
Well,
it's hard to do when you have hundreds of millions in the bank. It just is. I
can't imagine. I was going to say I can imagine. I can't imagine, actually.
I
don't want to imagine.
You can't until you're there.
Yeah.
And even though being in front of the camera, it's not like being a coal miner. Okay, I get that, or a jet fighter, but it is pressure. And you don't want to suck in front of the world's eyes, because that's embarrassing, sucking in front of the world's eyes. Let me tell you.
we do it. Hey, brother, we do it every other week. We suck every other week.
Yeah.
But we have a blast doing it, man.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
We've let go of caring about sucking in front of people, and you're here with us.
You're the only professional we've ever had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Truth be told, Hollywood. Truth be told.
Listen, I've run into Bill at a couple of events, and he is truly a professional, man. The way you handle yourself with crowds, the way you handle, you make every conversation seem like it's the most important conversation. You're really good with the public, and whatever fame or it certainly is not gone to your head, because you're a good egg, man. You are great with people.
Well, as you guys know, I'm not the real deal. So it would be goofy if I took on the airs of that guy, right? It just wouldn't play. I'm not Iron Man, Right. So if I started pretending like I'm anything, I got real guys who are the real thing, who wouldn't put up with it for 2 seconds, dude. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these BMXers who grew up on the movie are now my friends, but they're the real deal, and they know that. Right. They know that. They don't care. They just love that movie so much. Whatever, Burt Reynolds, you're not jumping 75-foot jumps, but you were in that thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just there's such a love for movies when they strike the right chords, and it doesn't matter what's going on behind the scenes or why you're there on set. Whereas from the performer's point of view, Mike, well, it's all about the experience of making the movie. Watching it is an afterthought. And what you do when you're watching it is think about what you were going through on that day you were shooting, right?
Right. And you see the dailies and you think back, oh, I could have done that different. I should have done that different. You replay those things in your head. And it's the same for every BMXer at the end of the finish line, whether you win or lose. It's the same thing. You think, oh, you know what? I could have taken one more pedal into that turn, or I could have jumped that different, or, we do the same thing. It's the exact same thing, though.
It's funny. You're right. You're exactly right.
If's a big word, Hollywood. If is the biggest 2-letter word. What I always say at the campfire, if my mom had a dick, she'd be my dad.
If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah. If. Lots of ifs, man. I don't like if. I like to well, like you, Bill, you didn't worry about if. You just dropped what you had and said, I'm leaving Texas, I'm going to Hollywood. I won't say if.
But I didn't show up on a Greyhound bus. I didn't show up broke with nobody around me. So I did have a soft place to land. It wasn't the easiest decision, but when you're going for what you love, it becomes an easier decision, right?
Right.
And so that's what I was following. And I just lucked into this thing. And in retrospect, it all seems inevitable. At the time, it was completely random. I mean, my brother had just gotten out of SMU as a professional actor. And my mother called up her cousin who had just started a movie company in Dallas. And she said, I've got a son who just graduated college. You have a job for him. That guy is the one who ended up directing that horse racing movie. So it's these kind of random chain of events that got me into that horse racing movie, got me my union card. And what people don't know, don't care about, can't appreciate is all I wanted growing up was a bicycle. I was never allowed to have a bicycle. My parents were afraid.
Look at that.
Wow.
So,
Look at that.
There's some irony there, man. There's
Yeah.
heavy irony in that statement, Bill.
Well, I can appreciate that, and people get crushed over that. But what it speaks to me of is I had these yearnings for a bicycle that were never fulfilled.
Yeah.
Ever. I just moved on. My parents were like, yeah, we'll buy you a car when you're 16. Well, telling that to an 8-year-old is like a dagger in their heart. You know?
That is just crazy that maybe certainly one of the most famous bicycle people in the world, Bill Allen, didn't have a bicycle.
Exactly.
Tragic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yearned for one.
And yearned for one.
Man.
All I cared about is that thing I couldn't have.
That's
right.
Awesome. I love
So I try to take solace in that, going, well, it took time for me to finally get into that world, but look what happened.
You're in it now, baby. You're in it now.
How could I have planned that? Well, you couldn't have planned that. No odds maker in Vegas could have come up with that scenario and come up with the odds on that. So when you hear of something that's beyond odds, beyond chance, but it coincides perfectly with the wavelength you were on, you go, well, this makes sense to me now.
How many bikes do you have now?
In my garage, I have 3. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what we like to hear.
All right.
Yeah. And I understand you go on ride outs. You do rides.
I ride probably 4 or 5 times a week. I've got my own cruiser, the Cruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I came up with that. And so that's out of Bassett Bikes out of Riverside. We're doing some signature frames,
Really?
based on the old
Bassett.
Mongoose. Yeah.
Bassett, huh?
Yeah. Super legit, dude. They're great bikes. I'm very proud of them. We're only doing 99 frames and 33 a piece of 24, 26, and 29 inch. So I've got yeah. So I'm pretty proud of those.
That's cool, man. We growing up in Southern California and racing in the BMX circles in SoCal, Bassett was a really cool little local brand. Ward Bassett and his family, I think they made boat headers for drag boats and flat bottom boats, I believe. And then BMX was so hot in the 80s, as we all know, and they jumped into that ship. And I think I actually raced Ward. He was in my class. He was my age group. So we battled at local races all the time. But I loved this. In one of our prior podcasts, we talked about colorways and bikes and stuff. And Bassett was one of my favorite. The colors that they use, that rainbow and the logo, even the font that they use, I loved it. I loved their colorways they used. So it's pretty cool. I had no idea that you were with Bassett. That's cool.
Bill, are those bikes being sold now?
They are. Called Bill Homan up at Bassett Bikes, and we're making them custom. You order it, takes about 6 weeks, but you'll end up with. You're not going to find a nicer cruiser frame. I can put that right on.
So they're custom hand built to order.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Sweet.
Fantastic.
Only 33 per size. That's pretty cool. Pretty limited.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Hey, did you come up with 33 per size, Bill?
Yeah, well, Bill and I got together, and he was frankly not so familiar with the movie when we first met and started planning this out. But 33 is kind of like a thing with me, and so that was an easy call. And now I just see 33 everywhere I go, dude. I need to be checked into an institution or something.
I love it.
Hey, from your number 33 number plate, did you happen to keep any? Was there any relic or anything from the movie, from the set, that you took home with you?
Actually, this didn't make the cut, but there's a scene where Cru gets on stage and rocks the house.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's called the Stratocaster. And no, this is not in the movie. But anyway, I just wanted to show you.
That's cool
pretty
as hell.
badass.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend Greg Kovach made this and just brought this to me, hand delivered it from Oregon. So we had fun putting that together. So back to your question. Yeah, really cool. Did you see the back of the neck? It's got the stars on it. I mean, he went nuts. So no, I did not keep any of the props from that. I mean, if I was smart, which I wasn't at the time, I could have come home with a warehouse. There were 3 of those 33 bikes.
Yeah. Who knew? Who knew?
Right.
Who knew? Well,
Yep.
I've talked to a guy who have claims to have bought the R.L. Osborne bike from the poster, and he claims to have paid $70,000 for that one.
Good night.
Wow.
Good for whoever sold it.
Yeah.
70 G.
Wow.
Hey, listen. If I had Bill Allen's mongoose from the movie,
Yeah.
you just can't sell it.
Yeah.
You just couldn't sell it.
Somebody's got one of those. I've heard there's still a surviving 33 Mongoose Californian.
Do they know that they have that?
Right. Yes, they do.
Oh.
You know where, look at you smiling. You know where it's at.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Miranda's running somewhere. He must have something he's going to show you.
What do you got, Hollywood?
What do you got? I thought you.
I did. I just want to say I'm very happy just to have this.
Move it closer. There you go.
Closer to the camera.
I got to stay on. How's this? Here you go.
Is that back in the day?
No, man.
I don't know.
I tried to buy this. I tried to buy it. Oh, hold on. It's a funny story. So when COVID first hit, they did in Orange County, they did a showing of the movie Rad on top of a parking structure. And they had like one of those inflatable screens.
Things,
yeah. And so my good buddy, great friend of mine, Todd Munson, and his wife joined my wife, and we drove there separately in our own cars during COVID to watch the movie Rad. And I had no idea. All of a sudden, they're announcing, "Well, Bill Allen's here. Bill Allen's here." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool as hell." So, of course, my wife goes, "Are you going to go see him? You're going to go see him?" And I go, "Well, yeah, of course, I'll go say hi to him." So as I'm walking over to the table, he's not there. But as I'm walking there, I look to my right, and he's walking, like 5 yards away from me towards the table. So I pull my hat down low and I get in front, and I said, I'd like to buy a picture from you, please. And he goes, "Yeah, can I get autographed?" He goes, "Yeah." "Who do I make it out to?" And I said, "Just make it out to Hollywood Mike Miranda." And he looks up and he cursed me up and down. And then he gave me a big hug. And it was great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm listen, I want to tell you, Bill, that hangs up on my wall. It's up there with a signed picture from Stu Thompson, a signed picture of Roger DeCoster, the world champion motocross racer, and another signed picture from Snuggy Doug Fiesel, who was the vice president of the Hells Angels in San Bernardino.
Wow.
And a picture of me shaking hands with Bill Clinton. So you're up there in prominence, man. You're up there in the wall, in the hall of shame, in the wall of shame, or a wall of fame.
Bill, do you still keep in touch with a lot of the people from the movie?
Mostly the stunt riders, namely Martin Aparicio is a good friend of mine. I still talk to Jamie Clark on occasion. He played Luke, and I don't know if you're aware, but he's a world-class mountain climber. He's been to the top of Everest twice.
Wow.
And he's climbed all the highest peaks on each continent. Yeah, so he's a badass. But Bart Connor was at Hell Track when we recreated that in Dallas like 4 years ago. So we still see each other occasionally, keep in touch.
Do you?
The
And
two
I know
twins. What about the twins? The girls? No.
The girl twins. Yeah, no, I haven't seen them in a while, and I tried to visit Lori in prison, but she wasn't taking any.
She wasn't.
She wasn't. What you must get asked a bazillion questions nearly every day in your inbox. What would you say is the number one question Rad fans ask you?
Well, I guess it's what was the most memorable scene in Rad for me, and my answer is inevitably, did you miss the parts where I'm making out with Lori? Because pretty much I don't remember anything else. Were there bikes in the movie? You know what I'm saying, guys? Come on.
Fantastic.
Come on. Please. There were a bunch of kids on bikes who were awesome. And then Lori Loughlin. And we were playing footsie, and I blew that thing right up. If she ever writes a book about date mirrors, I'll be chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Wow. Love it.
So that's impressive. But yeah, good thing we didn't end up together is probably a good thing.
Well, I don't know. She might not be in jail.
That's
She
right.
might not have gone to prison.
Or I might be in jail with her and her husband.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, more likely that she would influence me. And, let's not forget the fact that in Rad, she's in the basement trading t-shirt labor for test scores. I don't know if you thought about that, but there's a hole in the matrix that's like Sam Bernard, the writer. I'm like, how did you know that, Sam? What was it about Lori that you knew she was this felonious, test scam?
I love it. It's like the Simpsons conspiracy.
That's right. And her husband, he made $1 jillion selling t-shirts and cargo shorts. I'm probably wearing them right now at Target.
That was a massive brand, and then he sold it to Target, and oh my gosh, he cashed in.
Yeah, and then went to jail. I mean, it's just, you could not write this stuff, dude. It's just beyond bizarre. But it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, that fame can really do a number on people.
I was just gonna say that.
Yep.
That being said, there were signs of it early on. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Above the law.
I'm just saying, but if you have character flaws, making way too much money and becoming way too famous is only going to exacerbate those, right?
Crazy.
Yeah. Hey, Bill, can I circle back on something? I know that you're going to have some custom frames being sold through Bassett. And I know that you have a book, My Rad Career.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to buy that, how would best way to do that?
Go to myradcareer.com. And I've got some swag there for sale, and certainly my book for sale. So it's been a perennial. I've got a film I'd love to talk about that I can't in this era of secrecy, which didn't used to exist. I can't talk about that, but I do have some live dates coming up. If I could mention those.
Yeah,
coming
please
up
do.
month.
We'd love to tell us about your events.
Yeah, so August 20th this month, I will be at Hornet's Nest BMX in Charlotte. Pretty excited about that. They're going to have the show cars. My buddy Christian Hollings is going to have the Corvette and the Blazer that he had painted up like the movie. And then the 26th, I'll be at Turnbull BMX in Connecticut, which I've never been to Connecticut before. I'm pretty excited about that. And then the 27th of this month, I will be at Alternative Medicine Brewing Company in Mount Vernon, New York, which is just north of Manhattan. That's August 27th. The 28th, I'll be at my friend Chris Culligan's bike store called The Bike Shop in Staten Island. And did I miss something? That's it, dude. So I'm going to be there's some more dates coming up, and the popularity is just kind of growing. And now that COVID is over, people are just reaching out all the time to put these events together. It's great.
Well, that's awesome, man. Well, we want to plug your stuff, whatever you're doing. I want to thank you for coming on our podcast. And JV, did you have any other Anything else you want to ask him about?
No, but I did race at that Hornet's Nest BMX track though.
Nice.
Probably
I
raced
do
the one in
remember that
Connecticut too,
as a
man.
novice, race there. Yeah. My friend.
JV, you didn't race at the one in Connecticut?
No, I did too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
the
a pretty-
Hornets.
We raced Guilford.
Connecticut's
Yeah.
that track. Connecticut's pretty famous. They used to have War of the Stars there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
correct.
Oh yeah.
That was a big national track.
Let's see.
Well,
All right. I got a question for you, Bill. Just because our audience loves behind the scenes. Mike gives us a lot of that on Rad a little bit, but any funny stories that you might be able to shed light on set that you could share with us that be okay? Like
Any funny stories on set? I mean, there wasn't a lot of hijinks going on behind the scenes. I can tell you that there really weren't. I mean,
not on your side.
Yeah.
Thank you. Again, I was giving my
You're
notes.
serious.
I don't know what you guys were up to.
Yeah, you were serious. There were lots of hijinks on our side.
Well, anyway, yeah, I'm talking about my own experience, but I mean, stuff like Bart couldn't walk because his knee was completely destroyed. So he would have to fly back on weekends and have his to like Oklahoma and have his joints manipulated, which just sounded excruciating, so Hal just said, yeah, come on out. He had a jar of Percocet like that, he's the stunt man.
Gosh.
Yeah. And Bart's like, no, I'm good, but he still couldn't walk. And so they had him all splinted up and they shot him from the waist up like Elvis on Ed Sullivan or something. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. I know as soon as the podcast is over, I'm going to start cracking up with all the hilarious things that went on behind the scenes that I completely am blanking on right now.
Bill had no hijinks. He was too busy with Lori.
Yeah.
Not my jinx right there, dude. I mean, talk about a swing and a miss. Well, the funny story is, it's funny to you. It's not funny to me. So we go out, Lori on her only date, I think, to the local nightclub. And I get completely hammered. She's not drinking at all. I have like 3 vodka tonics because that's so charming. And before I know it, I was somehow coerced. Sorry about the airplane. It's good timing. I was somehow coerced with making out with Miss Teen Calgary on the dance floor with Lori watching. I mean, this is a great date from her point of view, right? Nothing more charming than that. So anyway, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's more depressing than funny, dude.
We've all been there.
Well, I did propose to Lori that night. So I'm probably among the first guys to propose to her. Of course, she laughed in my face and slammed the door. But again, you can't win if you don't try.
You got to take your shot, huh, Bill?
I had to, dude.
That's
right.
Yeah.
You got to get in the gate, baby. You got
to take your shot.
Get in the gate.
You earned a lot of respect from listeners right now. You know that,
That's
right?
right.
Yes.
You got in the
Like,
gate.
I knew it.
The only thing is you got DQ'd, Bill.
That's right.
That's awesome.
I've been canceled. I just canceled myself.
Oh man.
She's a criminal, dude. You're okay.
Oh man. Oh, dude, I said it before and I'm going to say it again. You may not have been a BMX racer beforehand, but you are most certainly an honorary BMX racer now, man. You're one of us for sure.
Yeah,
and
for
as of
sure.
now, you are a dirty knob.
Right.
Yes.
I love it, man.
Bill, thanks so much for taking time to come do this with us and hanging out. And you're welcome back anytime. And I look forward to seeing you. And we'll make sure we plug all these dates on our website for you. Put out some merch. And as I said, put me down. I'm going to buy a book tonight.
Yeah.
I want to say, Bill, thanks for the impact. I mean, it was huge, man. It really was what you did for the sport. And as a kid growing up in the 80s, I started racing in the 70s, but I was trying to be a top racer, and man, it just that really hit really good right when I was starting to hit my stride as a bike racer as well, man. And it elevated our sport, and it created a better place for me to be successful. So I appreciate everything you've done for our sport as well, man. Bringing attention and notoriety to it is thank you.
Thank you, dude. Well, I give all credit to Hal Needham. You know, I'm just the face of that thing, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, think about it, Bill. You have a bunch of BMXers. You weren't maybe you didn't race, but we all don't care about that. I mean, you represented all of us, kind of in a cool way and tied us all together, which I said before, but it's totally true. I mean, it's a movie that everybody at least from our generation and even now all relate to. It's so cool. It really is so cool that it's that type of thing. I mean, I don't know if you can, you're an actor, so but I don't know if you can relate to that, but for us it's really neat. Like just to talk to you is so cool for me.
Yeah. Cool, man. I appreciate you guys. It really makes it worthwhile.
Yeah, brother. I mean, we appreciate you, man. Really.
Cool. We'll do it again.
Looking forward to seeing you down the road, Bill.
Right on. I'll ring you up when I can talk about my next project. You're gonna love it.
We'll look for. Yep. Can't wait. Buddy.
All right.
Anytime.
All right.
Thanks, Crew.
Yeah, thank you, Bill.
Right on.
Back, Crew.
Go balls out.
Pretty darn cool,
dude. Oh, Cru Jones was in the house tonight, boys.
It was pretty cool. You know what? Yeah. I didn't know how, I
was supposed to be in that movie.
I didn't know.
What happened to that? You see, I was going to ask you what happened.
I actually was asked to be one of the guys riding around. And I don't know if it was my parents or if it was Yvonne from Free Agent or if it was a combination of both. We had to pay for the travel for me to get there. And they said, no, it's not worth it to spend the money to go. So I didn't go.
You know what's really crazy? So when they asked me to do it, I was supposed to go somewhere for Hutch.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, I can't remember. Europe. Yeah, it was either Europe or South Africa or somewhere. I was supposed to go somewhere for Hutch, and that thing came along, and I think, I want to do that. I'll go check it out. I've never done it before, and Hutch was like, "No, don't do that. That's not gonna amount to anything. It's just be a waste of time. No one will ever know about it. It'll never make it. Nope. You need to go to this distributor and give out stickers or whatever." Dude,
EC
almost missed the boat.
Who are you racing for when free agent?
Yep.
Oh, Yvonne. Right.
Yep.
Right.
I hadn't stolen him yet.
Yeah.
I didn't steal him yet.
You would have been the only free agent person there.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah. None of them went because
they said it wasn't going to be good.
Correct. For the same reason Hollywood wasn't supposed to go.
Little did I know.
Crazy.
Seriously.
Crazy. It's funny about it's a whole funny thing how it ended up. When it came out, I bought it was like 40 tickets for our local theater in Riverside and invited all my friends and family and everybody to go see it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then
so cool.
Yeah.
Dude, were you tripping out, Hollywood, when you were actually like in the movie theater in Riverside, sitting there watching it? Like, I was going to ask that question tonight on the podcast, how the movie turned out, if it turned out how you guys had expected it to turn out.
Well, so we didn't see the script, the writers, we didn't see the script. So we had no idea what the storyline was or anything. We just rode the track.
Yep.
So he would have had an idea. He would have had an idea of what was going on.
Gotcha.
And when I went to the premiere, in Hollywood, when they released it, I was nervous. Yeah, it was cool.
Because you didn't know.
I had no idea.
You didn't know the whole thing of what the movie was or anything.
And then when they, so I saw it once, and then when it came out on the big theater, I took all my friends to see it. And dude, a lot of my friends gave me a hard time. Dude, you got smoked. How'd they beat you? And I was like, no,
it's a fucking movie.
It's a movie. Yeah.
Going straight downhill 2 stories. What the fuck?
Thanks, JV. Thank you. See, that's why you guys are my friends, man. You stick up for me like that.
Oh my gosh, man.
Oh,
That's crazy, dude. Wow.
Crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, just
And
tell
we
them to
should
give you
we
a
should
couple.
definitely keep it away from EC.
EC.
He's getting all crocodile over there.
It is delicious.
And you know what? It's 70 proof, so
Have
it's
you
actually better.
So what does that mean, JV? You're our
Well, that
expert.
means because standard is 80 proof.
Yeah.
Bourbons are could be a little higher. Bourbon scotches are a little higher sometimes. So 70 proof is actually not terrible because you can consume a little more without being too crazy.
without running around the campground naked?
That's right. That's
Again.
Again, for the umpteenth time.
That's correct. That's correct.
Dude.
Like Lori Laughlin in prison.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
She's running
actually
around the
talked
campground
about
naked too.
He was good talking about that.
Yeah,
That's
he's
the
fine
thing.
talking.
That was his highlight.
I know.
His highlight of the movie was making out with Lori Loughlin.
Hey, that's a
Oh.
fucking. Hey, seriously, that's a pretty good thing to. That's a pretty good thing to
Yeah.
brag about.
That's amazing.
Right. That's a pretty. I got shut down by the Clemtwin
Yeah.
fucking girl.
Yeah, so you got shut the
You know what's funny is the funny thing is he tried to take her out on a real date to the movies, but he got disqualified. But it didn't matter because the script called for them making out anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. You know what? That would have been funny to say. That actually would have been really fun.
Oh, don't worry, honey. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and,
Dude,
and
I
we're
would
gonna
have
do this. We're
I
gonna
would
do
have
this.
I would have ate an onion sandwich the next day.
Oh, you're getting extra tongue, Lori.
I would've-
Tomorrow, extra tongue.
That would have been so.
Oh,
Oh man.
my god.
I love that.
He said he goes, there was no, I guess they were all serious over on their side.
I know.
Dude, I was jerking off
Well,
the
they're
whole time.
actors.
Yeah, they're professionals.
They're
We-
professionals, right?
We're
I get-
bicycle
you know,
racers. Oh,
right.
I put some, I don't remember, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Scott Clark, but I'm not sure. I took somebody's cranks and wheel off and put their cranks on the other side of the bike
That's too funny.
and reassembled it, right? Because I was bored and I thought it'd
Yeah.
be funny. I can't remember whose bike I did it to, but I did this. So, dude, all that sitting around, I had to do something to entertain myself.
That is hilarious.
I like that.
Yeah.
So funny.
Oh,
Seriously, now, JV, thanks for setting up and doing this, man, at the campground, and EC, thanks for rushing home from the lake to
That's
do
right.
this. Yeah. Hey, and again, both of you guys, thank you for coming up with good questions. Thanks for bringing it to life. And JV, I loved just throwing you into the bus, man. Just throw you right in the mix.
I'm
Well,
glad you
that's
didn't go
right.
to
That's
me
why
first.
JV has questions.
hey,
Yeah, I'm
fucking-
glad you didn't go to me first because I need to play off the conversation. I need a little bit of dirt to get some traction before I can ask questions. Because I start with nothing, dude. I was like,
Okay, you want to hear my questions that I had?
The ones
Yes.
you didn't ask, yeah.
I didn't. Did anyone hook up with the twins or Lori Laughlin? That was number one.
You're Harvey Weinstein, aren't you? You just
Did you? Oh, I can't even read my shit. Did you close with any other BMXers from? the
were you
movie?
close to?
Were
any
you
of the-
close? Oh yeah, were you close with
I
any
was
other
gonna say,
BMXers?
did you close? I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
Where you going
Did you
with
close the
this, dude?
deal on her? or
Yeah.
my handwriting is terrible. Man,
He's
seriously.
Hollywood, but he ain't that side of the hall. Of Hollywood.
Yeah, I know.
And then funniest story on set, which I did ask him.
Yeah.
That was what I had. It is interesting to talk to an actor that plays a role that we know he's an actor. We know he's not a BMXer, but
Well, I wanted to confirm one rumor I had heard, but he had already confirmed it. And I'd heard him say it already. He never had a bicycle.
which is amazing.
When he got to the set, he didn't know how to ride.
Right? I mean, that's
how did he
cool.
get? Well, how did he go through casting? He said, "I just sat on a bicycle."
That's
crazy.
fucking cool. And look at us.
Uh,
I mean, we all like relate to this dude who
Yeah.
never rode a bike, didn't have a bike.
You know what I gather from it all?
Crazy.
You know what I gather from this is honestly what I gather from him and the vibe I got and the way he talks about bikes. Dude, he is like a super fan of BMX.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
he did the movie and he didn't realize he probably had never even really heard of BMX until he did the movie. He did the movie and he saw how cool it was, and the BMX bug bit him.
come on, he's famous. He's famous for a, kind of underground, type of movie.
Dude,
Arguably the most famous BMXer ever.
Come
right.
on. Yeah. Yeah, so cool. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, do we have enough content for that?
No, we better do it again.
That's right.
That's
That's right. That's what we do. I'm in.
You can. You want to record it?
Yeah.
Do it.
Hey.
Whoa, what do you got? What do you got there?
He cubed up.
What do you got? Hollywood,
What do you got there? What do you got?
Well,
Check this out, boys. See that? Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
I know.
EC and I picked up a sponsor.
Oh, wow. What is it?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Whiskey in the Wild, man. Whiskey in the Wild.
baby.
Nice. Look at
Wow.
that.
And
Look
check
at
it
the-
out.
Hey, check
Look
out
at that bottle.
the glass that it comes in.
It comes with the flask attached to the bottle.
Oh,
And
that's
it's-
super
and you,
cool.
You fill the
guys.
flask with whiskey in the wild. You take it with you, and just at the right moment, you have a sip.
I love it.
That's your
That looks
tagline,
cool,
man.
guys.
Dude, you
Yeah,
know what's
buddy.
Hey, it's blended. I can't see, man. I'm getting so damn old.
It's
Look at
Canadian
Blended
whiskey
with extracts of chocolate, vanilla, and blackberry
and dingleberry.
and
You
dingleberry.
got the dingle in there.
There's the dingles in there too. It's got the dingleberries in there. No, and then it says it's tamed, right? So it has all those, but then it's tamed with wild black elderberry.
There ain't no tame in the dirty knobs. There ain't no tame in that.
Ah,
So that means it's good for your immune system, right? Because elderberry is what everybody's been hyping about being good for you.
Huh.
Well,
Well, all I know.
what does
is
it taste like?
I'm going to tell you.
Mike, you have one too?
right here?
Oh, look at you guys.
Dude, you know what else is cool? It comes with this
Holy cow!
built-in spout, dude.
Hey,
Look at that.
holy Hannah,
That's pretty cool, huh?
that is
Really cool.
dangerous. Dangerous good. EC,
I know, man.
dangerous good.
I know.
I can see I'm gonna have to zip tie my tent shut now
Oh man,
because there's gonna be some trouble.
that smells like
Wow.
campfire right there,
That
guys.
smells like
Can you smell that?
oh, this
Smell that.
smells like running naked around a campfire is what it smells like.
It smells like s'mores to me. Chocolate and the chocolate, and then the
Dude, it's chocolatey goodness.
Really?
is huh?
It has a chocolate note
Hey.
to it.
So Matthew Henninger, my
Yeah.
boy, dude, just rang me up out of the blue and said, "Hey man, we love your show, dude. Me and the guy I grew up riding BMX with, they listen to the show, and then they get on the horn and they talk to each other, and it's like a normal thing for them. That's what they do with the Dirty Knobs.
That's
So
cool.
he just rang me up and said, "Hey man, I want to sponsor. I want to be a sponsor." And I said, "Well, send us a bottle." And he sent me a bottle, sent a bottle to EC, and
Cool.
man, it's
Love it.
amazing. It's amazing. And so now, thanks to Whiskey in the Wild,
No
Wow.
yeah,
way. I didn't know that.
yeah, man, a kick-ass drink for during the process here, because
Wow.
you know my motto:
What is it?
Yeah.
you got to believe in the process.
They're the
You
process.
gotta,
It's about the process.
You got to stick to the process. Oh, you see.
Look at
Dude,
EC.
I-
Look at EC.
I'm sticking to the chocolatey goodness is what I'm sticking to.
Ah,
Dude, this shit is good.
It's fantastic. It's great.
It
It's
is.
dangerous good.
Yeah.
Did
it
you
is.
say
is-
this shit is good?
Yeah.
All right, just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure I got
Yeah.
that.
It is. It is.
You know, maybe not a marketing term used, as often as you think it
Yeah.
is, but
Yeah. But dude, I am a dirty knob.
dude, shout out to Matthew Henninger, his friend Van May, our
Wow.
BMX brothers at Whiskey in the Wild.
Thanks, fellas. It's delicious.
Nice. Very cool.
After a few of these, you're gonna be delicious.
Dude, I know. I know. No, it is fantastic, man. What a
Ooh,
what a
Very
great
cool.
surprise to show up at the house. I
Yeah.
love it. Dude, I would buy
EC,
it.
you don't. EC, you took the flask off the side.
I did. Yeah.
he's got it. He's got it in his back pocket filled up.
It's already
Yeah.
set up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
he's going out in the
fantastic.
wild.
Dude.
Dude, hey,
man.
this is for sale at whiskeyinthewild.com. And
Ah,
there's more than one flavor.
what do you mean?
They have more than one flavor.
Really?
Yeah, mine is the original, but they also have an orange flavor.
What do you have, EC?
I told you, man, I got the s'mores. I got the chocolate, vanilla, and blackberry.
No. What do you mean?
That's
What?
my
What?
flavors.
No, but on the,
What do you got?
I think he's already been
Baskin
dipping.
Robbins, for God's
Yeah,
sake.
I think he's been dipping in there too. Look how empty his bottle is already.
Hey, man.
You
Are he
two
the same
full
as
just
you,
I
Mike?
do. Dude, yeah, we got the same one.
Oh,
I
okay.
just have a big
For-
glass, bro.
Except for look how
big
much
my
has gone out of
glass-
my bottle.
Look,
Dude,
I just want a big glass,
look
guys.
at this.
Oh
He's
my
having
God.
big. He's getting a super big gulp over there.
Look at EC's. Look at it.
Hey,
Oh
That's the
my
best.
God.
You're the
Oh
best.
my
so
God.
what's the story on this stuff, Hollywood?
I think he's dude, JV, I think he's already been nipped at it too much.
Hey,
I
For
think
those who have a story to tell, for people who appreciate the ancient benefits of whiskey flavored with botanical extracts. There are benefits. Well, it says it's a spirit for adventure seekers.
dude,
There you go.
you finish that bottle off, you're gonna be seeking all kinds of stuff.
I'll be on an adventure.
Oh man. How appropriate. How appropriate.
Dude, this is really cool. I'm actually pretty stoked, Hollywood. I got to tell you, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But I liked his message about, he was just a kid that wanted a bike and couldn't get one.
Crazy.
I think people will like that he made out with Lori Loughlin, even though it was
I
on
think-
screen, but he'll like that they'll love
Yeah.
that.
That was the
Yeah,
highlight.
they'll love that shit.
Yeah.
I
They'll
think-
love that.
So good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I'm out, boys.
Okay.
All right.
Don't
Good
drink.
job.
Great seeing you guys.
Don't drink all that whiskey.
Hey.
Keep it away from those boys.
I know. That's the thing. All right. Later, boys.
All right, brother.
See ya.
All right. See you guys.
JV, love you guys.
Love
Bye.
you. Bye.
Hey, the Dirty Knobs are going to be live. Can you believe it? Live event at the Frogtown Classic BMX Days. That's going to be at Angels Camp, California, September 9th through the 11th. Check it out. Make sure you go on to Facebook and look at Frogtown Classic BMXdays.com. Check out all the information. Hey, Dirty Knobs, we're asking you, our friends, to make a donation on behalf of John Cruz to the Davis Finney Foundation, and that can be done at davisfinneyfoundation.org. That's DAVISPHINNEY foundation.org. Listen, your gift makes a difference, and together we're helping people live better and building healthier Parkinson's communities. So listen, on behalf of John Cruz and the three of us here at the Dirty Knobs, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one, you bunch of dirty knobs. I'm going to send a box out to somebody who subscribes. So please do that. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Comment if you have anything to say. We'd love to hear it. And we will be back out here in 2 weeks with another one. And thanks to our sponsors. Speaking of which, we are going to read some commercials to you now. Thanks for showing our sponsors the love because they're showing it to us. Thanks again, and we'll catch up to you soon. And then sing it out right now.
All right, coming live and direct from the Colt Clubhouse in Santa Ana, California. Come on down and get all your BMX needs. We're giving away free air for your tires. That's all I got, brother.
That's great. That's great. All right, now.
It's perfect.
Perfect.
Kinda, designed for your journey. On the road, on the trail, or on the racetrack, you can count on Kinda quality. Our tires are engineered for performance and value across a wide range of interest and applications. See why Kinda is the right choice. It's your move.
Imagine how bikes can lead to a healthier, more connected world. Bikes set us apart, free to explore and move and experience our relationships with people and places like nothing else can. At Ceres, we don't just imagine a more bikeable world, we're all in, making it happen.
SR Sun Tour shares your passion of cycling. We are committed to giving you the highest level of service in the industry, along with products that hopefully will exceed your expectations. Serving riders is the cornerstone of our business, and we pride ourselves in doing it.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Velocity Bike Park is the premier bike park for riders in Southern California, with 25 miles of world-class trails, obstacles, flow track, and races for mountain biking, gravel, and BMX.
ABC, the American BMX Company, bringing you brands like Race Inc., Cook Brothers, Botima, Box, Kuwahara, and BMX Action. Check them out at abmxc.com.
Hey BMXers, Todd Huffman here. I want to invite everyone to Angels Camp this September 9th through the 11th for the Frogtown Classic BMX Days. 3 days of racing old and new bikes on the famous 40-year-old original downhill Frogtown track. No starting lights or recorded voice and no clips. Only loads of fun riding for all ages. Gary Turner Bike Show, swap meet, vendors, and BMX legends. Plus, it's free. RV parking and camping available. Visit us at frogtownclassicbmxdays.com and find us on social media.
ODI Grips, the world leader in grip technology, home of the lock-on grip system. Check them out over at www.odigrips.com. Mega Design Group is a full-service marketing firm. They handle everything from logos to advertising to packaging. Having over 25 years experience in the print and marketing fields, they can handle any hurdle. Check it out at megadesigngroup.com. Cool Stop Brake Pads. High performance bicycle brake pads since 1977. Check them out at coolstop.com. That's KOOLSTOP.com. Supercross BMX. What can we say? Our lives revolve around BMX. Founded in 1989 to build the ultimate BMX race frame, they've never strayed from that vision. Hey, for more details, check it out at supercrossbmx.com. Amy Grips is dedicated to using all of its manufacturing strengths, including engineering, research, and development, to successfully prepare for future growth while demanding that the quality of its products provide consumers with complete satisfaction. Making grips since 1974. Check them out at amegrips.com.
If you have a Sena cycling helmet, you know what it's like to ride connected. Sena got their start in communications for the motorcycling industry, where they're now a leader. Sena brought their same tech that goes into those helmet-to-helmet motorcycle communication systems into cycling helmets. Sena bike helmets have an integrated microphone and 2 speakers hidden right into the shell. Sena helmets connect together on a mesh or Bluetooth network so you can talk to your friends while you ride without shouting over wind noise, even if you're not side by side. That is super cool, especially in the trails. Sena helmets also pair with smartphones, so you can listen to your playlist without blocking out ambient noise, and you can take phone calls and even hear turn-by-turn GPS directions.
Check out the podcasts that we listen to. These are our friends. We wouldn't be here without their help, so give them a check out. And finally, keep it dirty.
tamed with wild black elderberry. That means it's healthy and good for me. Whiskey in the Wild. Thanks, guys. Loving it.
Brother, I'll tell you this. Woof. Dangerous good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I taste chocolate.
Same.
Yeah.
But there's vanilla. There's vanilla on the end, on the finish there, dude. It's chocolate on the front, but vanilla, dude. It's like you know what it's like? I feel like I'm at a campfire doing s'mores.
Wow. I don't know what kind of s'mores your parents were giving you. Christmas. You were going to sleep early in the tent.
It's the chocolate, dude. The chocolate and the vanilla together.
Dude.
Yeah.
Every night we've gone camping together, AC. Every single time. You definitely been having whiskey in the wild.
Not this whiskey in the wild, but
No, but you were mixing and mashing and all kinds of stuff.
There was some whiskey and it was wild.
With no s'mores.
Dude,
No
I have tucked him in a couple times.
Oh boy.
I like this. On the back, it says, for those who have a story to tell, for people who appreciate the ancient benefits of whiskey flavored with botanical extracts. I like benefits of whiskey.
I think we all like the benefits of whiskey.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. These guys are onto something.
The girls get the girls definitely get prettier.
Yes.
You guys are onto something. I like that.
You whiskey in the wild guys are smart fellows, man. You guys are figuring this shit out.
Wow.
That smells delicious. That really does
Dude.
smell. Hollywood, did you smell that?
I'm opening it right now.
Wow. Seriously, man.
Woo!
Awesome.
I can smell the elderberries.
Those are my dingleberries.
Oh, those are your elderberries.
Yeah. He put that in his butt first.
Yeah.
That's, hey, woo.